Empathy seems to be important. After all, philosophers ponder it, psychologists measure it, and politicians get reelected because they suggest we lack it, which might be true. Many people think we need more of it, claiming that it is essential for building the basic social skills that lead to success, but very few people are clear about exactly what empathy is. And even when one is clear, the fact remains. People define empathy in radically different ways, and this breeds confusion, especially when one claims that empathy can be taught or developed. Over the course of my research, I found at least 8 different definitions of empathy. So let's begin by looking at those now. And as we do, I want you to select which one you think is the correct definition of empathy. Okay, so which one did you choose? Which one was the real definition of empathy? Well, the good news is, whichever one you selected, you're right. All of these are real types of empathy because they refer to distinct contexts within our experiences. I think this might require a little bit more of an explanation, so let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, this first type of empathy is what we call empathic projection, which is often referred to as projective empathy. And we experience this mode of empathy whenever we project our senses into an object of reflection. Now, this object can be anything: another person's mind, words, feelings, or even a situation. Before the 20th century, these objects most commonly were objects of beauty, like a breathtaking sunset or a work of art. Number 2, empathic co-feeling, where we have the same feeling as another. For instance, when you smile or laugh with another, or even feel anger or disgust with someone. This type of empathy is not limited to emotional states, though, as one can experience a sense of co-feeling with another's desires, thoughts, beliefs, etc. Number 3, empathic perspective taking, often referred to as the act of imagining oneself in another person's shoes. Empathic perspective taking is the imaginative simulation of what it might be like to have the experiences of another. Number 4, empathic inference, also known as mind reading. Empathic inference occurs whenever one infers the mental states of another. If you have ever anticipated what someone was about to say, or believed that you could read another's thought processes, then you have experienced this type of empathy. Number 5, empathic contagion. We experience this type of empathy whenever the emotions of others are contagious. That is, when we unconsciously catch the emotional states of others. Here's an example. Feeling down after a long day at work? You attend a party and are suddenly transformed as you catch the high spirits and positive vibes of others. Number 6, empathic mimicry. We experience empathic mimicry whenever we consciously or unconsciously mimic another person's body language or facial expressions. Body language here is considered as any nonverbal cue, for example, a physical gesture or a modulation of one's voice. Number 7, empathic responsiveness. This occurs when one offers an emotional response to the perceived welfare of another. For instance, I am worried about a situation at work, and you respond emotionally to me with words or actions aimed to comfort me. And the last type of empathy, empathic care. Slightly nuanced from empathic responsiveness, this last type of empathy occurs when one has feelings of care for another, concern for his or her general well-being, and acts for the benefit and well-being of that person. Okay, we will refer to these 8 different types of empathy throughout this course. But first, let's be a little philosophical. Let's think a bit about the term feeling, because after all, doesn't empathy involve our feelings? However, when we look at these 8 different types of empathy, some of them do not seem to involve our feelings at all.